Yay. All right, Deva, do you want to go ahead and do a little introduction for the replay viewers?
Okay. Just let's see. How do you want me to
Hello and
introduce?
welcome. Hello and welcome.
Okay. Hello and welcome.
Maybe you can tell them why you invited them to either watch this or to be here.
Okay. Yeah, I invited my brother, my dad's girlfriend, also my sister, who might join us. Because these products sound really amazing. Um, One thing that really grabs me is that they're 12 times more nutritious than store-bought organic fruits and vegetables. And also, this company addresses the lysphosate. Am I saying that right? Lysphosate?
Glyphosate.
Oh, glyphosate.
Yes.
Glyphosate issue, which is the chemical found in Roundup that all fruits and vegetables that aren't organic are getting sprayed with. And that's in our system, and when it needs to get cleansed. And this is the only company that I know of that's addressing that
Yeah.
and doing a really effective cleansing protocol for that. That's very easy to do.
Yeah, thank you.
So,
Thanks for
yeah, that's just a
explaining
little
that.
bit.
Yeah, there's more if you did you want to say more? You're welcome to.
No, no, I mean, I'll just say that little bit so you can have more of the floor and we can see what you have to offer.
Cool. I'll just spotlight myself for the replay for the video. But thank you so much for the introduction. And I'm Rachel Balunsat. I'm a regenerative health practitioner and I'm a clinical iridologist. And I'm also an Ayurvedic practitioner. So I've kind of combined a lot of different fields together here, but all in nutrition and all plant-based nutrition. And I'll tell you my story and how I came to this, and then we'll talk a little bit about glyphosate and we'll kind of go into that. In fact, I'll just say a little bit right now, just since you're talking about it, that glyphosate is the toxin in Roundup. It's the herbicide in Roundup. And our company has really gone on a mission to educate people about glyphosate. We do a lot of letter writing and campaigning to remove glyphosate and out of the foods and have different companies make better choices so that they're not including things that are might have glyphosate on it, like genetically modified organisms or wheat or things like that that tend to have glyphosate on them. So we do a lot of educating. We do a lot of promoting of how to detox the gut, because glyphosate literally destroys the gut. If I freeze, let me know. Did I freeze? I'm good.
Just for you're back on, but yeah, you did.
Okay, good. So yeah, glyphosate destroys the gut, and it's known. It was originally discovered. It was originally used to clean. It was like used as liquid Drano to clean big giant like silos and stuff like that. And what they noticed is when they pour it out, it would kill everything. It would kill all the weeds. It would kill everything. So they're like, oh, this is great. This kills stuff. And I laugh, but it's like because there's nothing else I can do. It's so sad. We have to laugh. Um, but yeah, so it kills everything. Let's spray it on our food, because this will actually, they weren't actually saying let's spray it on food, but they thought that they could use this chemical to kill weeds and things like that on genetically modified plants. So what happened was it's so effective, it kills the genetically modified plants. So they have to then create a stronger genetically modified plant that can resist the weed killer. So now you're eating something that is made to resist weed killer, and you're eating more weed killer. And there's really nothing that washes this stuff off of our food. You can't cook it out of our food. This has been tied in, and we've been able to see the correlations between glyphosate. The rise of glyphosate has also had a correlation of the rise of cancer, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, specifically diabetes, all different kinds of diseases have been on the rise in equal parts to the glyphosate. So you can see the correlation to these two different things. And so it's really important to detox it, but again, it doesn't wash out. You can't cook it out of your food, and it just gets lodged in your liver. We have this big, beautiful liver that does such a good job of hiding poisons, and also such a good job of trying to hide viruses and things like that. And it'll just like stuff it in there like a stuff sack. Like, let's all get in there. It gets full. It gets to a point where all of a sudden we just can't really our liver needs a break and we have to detox the liver. So it is important to be detoxing the liver regularly, especially daily. So it is actually important to be detoxing on a daily level. We all have a certain amount of environmental contaminants that we're exposed to involuntarily every day. So it is important to clean the gut. It is important to detox the liver and to kind of wipe the slate clean every day. So I've been on this, what we call the daily core for now for 9 years. And I'll start from the beginning of how I got introduced to these products. I was sick for 9 years with Hashimotos, which is autoimmune disorder of the thyroid. And I was really, really, really struggling with exhaustion. I had fatigue beyond anything anyone could imagine. I was like sleeping 5 times a day, literally sleeping 5 times a day, long naps. And I would also nap at night, and I laugh and I say nap because I wasn't really sleeping through the night. So I was having naps through the night. And so I was really, everything was all messed up. My Krebs cycle, my sleep wake cycle was all messed up. So I never felt rested. I was always exhausted. I struggled with, and I was eating organic at the time. Let me just say, preface this with, I'm a clean eater. I was already eating like an Ayurvedic diet. I had a I was having my morning smoothies with spirulina and shilajit and mushrooms and herbs and different kinds of berries. I was doing all the clean things, and I couldn't figure out why I couldn't get well. So I was eating really well, I was feeling exhausted. I also had brain fog, which is, for me, looks like kind of like having amnesia. And so I would literally forget what I was talking about, and I would forget what other people were talking about. So I wasn't very worth much in the conversation. In fact, I just avoided them. And so I even went so far as to become completely antisocial. I stopped going out. I didn't go to any parties. I didn't go to any gatherings. I just was recluse for years. I was like that. The reason I became an Ayurvedic practitioner was actually because I was trying to heal myself. And I thought this might help me. Well, my Panchakarma did help me a little bit. I definitely got some support with that, but it didn't heal me completely. And I had other people in my class who were struggling with health stuff, and they didn't heal completely either. Although I did find Ayurveda was very helpful for a lot of other things. And sometimes people would get help, but it wasn't enough, is what I noticed. It wasn't enough. I did see people, I did learn how to diagnose through the pulse, and I was able to find things like parasites, cancer, lesions on the brain, lesions on the spine through the pulse readings. And so I did get very good at pulse reading. That was kind of my forte and the thing that I loved and specialized in, but I didn't necessarily know how to, and my teacher would know what to do to help them get rid of the parasites and things like that. But I didn't necessarily, I did want to go the next level, because I did have Western medicine. I went to Western medicine as well. I was looking for answers, and they were like, here, take some pharmaceuticals. Well, I didn't want to take levothyroxine. I didn't want to take the Synthroid that they were recommending. I knew that I wanted to treat it naturally. And I believed that there was a way. I had a very strong belief in nutrition. I really knew that, organic nutrition can help. I just didn't know what the thing was that I personally needed. So I was really impressed. One day I made a decision. I don't know if you've ever done this in your life, where you make a decision, you're going to change your life around. Maybe you're going in a direction that's not the direction. And I just said, I don't know what way I don't know where I'm supposed to go, but I'm definitely deciding right now I'm going to get well. I've seen people recover from cancer. So why would I not be able to recover from Hashimoto's? So I made this strong determination to get well. So I embarked on this journey to get well. And then it came to me, because I didn't know how. I just knew I was going to. And then somebody on Facebook tagged me, and they looked amazing. They were like happy and sharing this whole story. I feel amazing. I was feeling terrible. Now I feel great. And she was like on top of this mountain with a scarf and just blowing in the winds. And I thought, oh my God, I want to feel like that. Because I felt like crap. I was like, I want to feel like she does. So I said, I reached out to her, and she got me on this protocol. And lo and behold, within a very few short days, all of a sudden, I had the energy of an ox. All of a sudden, I didn't need naps anymore. My brain fog went away. I was able to actually track people in conversations. I could actually listen to you and know what you were saying and actually pay attention and actually follow you. I could follow myself. I knew what I was saying in conversation. I wouldn't forget what I was talking about and then get embarrassed. So it was really those kinds of things were like very life-changing, because they enabled me to be social again. I also lost all my bloating. So my bloating disappeared. I actually I lost like 10 pounds in my first 10 days. That was because I was holding on to all this like inflammation and bloating, and I was just holding on to stuff. And so all this stuff disappeared and I felt amazing. I immediately started working out. I was like, I need to work out. I need to run. I had the most amazing amount of energy. All I could think of was running. So I went to the gym. I doubled my running time in 1 week, doubled my running speed, doubled my running speed. And it was quite remarkable. I remember just seeing a smile on my face in the reflection. I thought, I'm so happy. I haven't been this happy in 9 years. Like, where have I been? I just felt like I was coming out of this fog and I felt so grateful. I thought it would be over when this was over. I thought, well, when I'm done with this transformation, I am going to feel like crap again. But I'm happy to say that I've been on the maintenance program for the last 9 years. My blood work is normal. I'm no longer anemic. I have no symptoms of Hashimotos. I haven't for 9 years. And so I could say that I completely am recovered. I could say that I'm completely healed of my Hashimotos. So another thing, just for fun, what happened is I actually moved on from that and I continued with the products. And I also had so much energy. Somebody suggested I compete in a bodybuilding contest. And I thought they were crazy, but I did it anyway because I have fun just trying new things. And I competed and I ended up winning first place in my first competition, 40 and over. I also won the 20 and over division later that day. And I thought, wow, that's amazing. Like, this is like supernatural. This stuff is food is supernatural. And I decided to study with the founder of the company and understand these products more deeply. And one of the things I discovered is that we own the farms and that we own the means of production, and that these farms are untouched, pure, rich, dank, deep soil, 60 to 200 feet deep, old lake beds in Utah. And they are 100 miles away from any contaminating farms. There's no other pollutants or contaminants within 100 miles. So this is a very pure location. And the land has never been farmed with anything non-organic. So it's always been organic. Even before the word organic came out, there was just no pesticides ever used on this land. So I was really interested in that fact because I really definitely realized that there's a relationship between the microbiome of the soil, which Zach Bush talks quite a bit, and our health. And so a lot of the food we're eating, even though I was eating organic, I was eating mass-produced farm, big mass-produced, whatever, Cascadian farms or whatever I was using. I was using like I was eating these mass-produced vegetables and fruits. And even though I had my own garden, I didn't necessarily have like the kind of soil that was grown on the farms where all this nutrients was farmed. But also Dave Sandoval, who's the founder of this nutritional protocol, he's the one who created it. He's very fascinating. He is just a complete genius, I have to say. He studied with some of the greats. Ann Wigmore, who was the mother of the wheatgrass movement. He studied with her. He studied with Bernard Jensen, who's the iridologist. And he studied with a famous Japanese acupuncturist. He's studied Ayurveda. He's done a lot of studies in his life, and he formulated this. But what's really interesting about him is that he started off as a vegetarian, or he became a vegetarian, and then he became a fruitarian, and then he became a breatharian. And when he was a breatharian, you can imagine not eating food and just like having to have the spiritual energy, right? He literally had the download in the middle of that year for a whole year, he was a breatharian. He had a download. I need to create this for the masses. I need to create a formula that's easy to follow, that's all nutrient dense superfoods, that's like liquid sunshine, that's like the food that I'm getting on a regular basis, that's like the energy from the sun as a breatharian. And he realized that he wanted to create this and create a company that was going to distribute this as far and wide as he could. So he created Purium, stands for pure and premium. He created this protocol that has evolved over the last 30 years to become the ultimate lifestyle transformation. And I think it's really suitably named because the ultimate lifestyle transformation is about changing our lifestyle. It's about transforming our lifestyle. It's about adopting the lifestyle that really nourishes and feeds us and provides longevity. And I don't know if anyone's a fan of Dolores Cannon, but she's interesting. And she talks about the food of the future, she says, is liquid greens, liquid fruit, that this is the way that we're going to live 200, 300, 400 years. And quite honestly, I now, for the first time ever, feel like I actually could probably live to 120, maybe even 150. But I never really had those thoughts before. I thought I was going to live to like 60. And I thought at 60, I'm going to be homeless panhandling. But luckily that didn't happen. I'm not 60 yet. Or I could say I'm 90, but no one believes me. But yeah, no, I'm 50 now. And I've been doing this protocol since I was about 41 or 42. 41, I guess. And I have, like I said, my health is in top shape. I became a champion athlete overnight. I won not only that competition, I won pro championship and international pro championship. So I went straight to the top. I ended up being featured in a magazine called Bikini Magazine. I got featured in their magazine. They did a 5-page spread of me interviewing me, asking me all these questions, and I got to talk about plant-based health and how I think that people who are trying to be plant-based, who struggle with it and can't do it, it's because they're lacking the nutrients. They don't have the proper nutrients. And so they worry about it and they can't do it. And I was one of those people who fell from grace. And then I always wanted to be plant-based, but it wasn't until I found this nutritional protocol that I was actually able to become plant-based. I was like, oh, I get it. This is what I was needing, was nutrition. Got it. To be honest, when I wasn't plant-based, it wasn't providing me what I needed. I thought it was, but what I found out later is that when we're eating fats, which we can't separate, when we're eating animal protein, we can't separate fat from the meat. We can't separate those two things. And so the fat actually causes our body to produce adrenaline. And adrenaline feeds all pathogens in the body. And so that's why I've discovered why so many keto people come to me after 4 years of it working, and suddenly their health is destroyed. They come to me and they're like, I've done keto. In the beginning, I lost all this weight. I felt great. It was amazing, because they're experiencing adrenaline. I felt great. Adrenaline, until they didn't, until finally their bodies could not handle producing that much adrenaline anymore. Because adrenaline, norepinephrine, epinephrine, what they do is these things break down the complex fat molecules of fat. They break down the complex fat molecules. And so your body will produce this surge of adrenaline to break down fat. And so we feel high. Totally amazing, isn't it? So we feel high off that. So I was feeling high, but I wasn't getting well for many years. But so when I found this protocol, I was really, really happy that I was able to find a way to eat more plants and let go the animal products and actually feel really, really good inside my body. And for those of you who are interested in Ayurveda and know about Ayurveda, this is tridoshic. So it's very, very balancing no matter what your dosha is or constitution. So I think I'll take this moment to actually show you a couple of pictures. I'll share my screen. I'll show you with you some of the wonderful results that people have had. And give me just a second because I didn't quite have it ready yet. But it's right here. I'm going to show you some of my friends who had amazing, amazing experiences. So let me go ahead and share my screen here. These are all friends of mine. So first, I'm just showing you, this is an acronym SWIPE, which we use to describe all the things that change when people do this protocol and they do a detox and they clean their liver and they get rid of all the parasites, is they experience a change in sleep, skin, weight, inflammation. I've helped people who are underweight. I've helped people who are underweight. I've helped people who are overweight. This does the same thing because it's the same problem. People who are underweight are still struggling with the same issues that people are overweight are struggling from, which is a sluggish liver. So this cleans the liver so that your body can actually come to homeostasis, pain, energy, and emotion. I've seen people's moods transform. I've seen people get off of their anti-anxiety medications, their antidepressants, and things like that. So here's a friend of mine after a year. Look at the just change even in the color of her face. Totally transformed in a year on these products. This is a girlfriend of mine who lost 60 pounds. Again, look at her face, how much changed. This is a friend of mine who was diabetic in the first picture. 90 days later, no longer diabetic. Not even pre-diabetic. His doctor said, and he was vegetarian to begin with too. He was vegetarian in the beginning and a vegetarian in the end. But his doctor said, you are no longer even pre-diabetic, which they usually will never say. They usually say, as soon as you're not diabetic, they say you're pre-diabetic. He wasn't even that. Here's a friend who lost 200 pounds in 1 year. Here's a friend of mine who was struggling with deep postpartum anxiety for years. She was about to get onto Xanax. And she did this protocol just in the nick of time. She found this protocol, and you can see in her face how much she changed. She no longer had to do any more. She didn't actually ever have to start. Here's a friend of mine who had severe acne, obviously. And this is her about 6 months to a year later. Totally transformed her skin. These are all people who eat healthy too, by the way. These are all people who are like prided themselves on eating healthy, who are very knowledgeable about health and couldn't figure it out. I'm going to go ahead and show you my before and after win, okay? So this was me in 90 days. This is my picture right after I won my first competition, the day after. But this is what changed my body over those 90 days. But mostly it was most of my energy that was incredible. I did work out during that time as well. This is my friend who had ulcers on her lips. She couldn't wear lipstick. She just was like suffering for a long time. Imagine that, not being able to kiss anybody. And then this is my friend Tall, who had she had hypertension, diabetes. She was on metformin. She was on all these different medications, and she literally transformed her health. Now, of course, we all know, like, well, if we all just change our diet, we can like lose weight, we can feel better, blah, blah, blah. But here's one of the things that people get stuck with. A lot of people get stuck with like, well, it's hard for me to change my habits. It's hard for me to change my diet. A lot of people are scared of changing their diets. They're afraid of cravings. They're afraid of craving sugar. I can't give up my sugar. I love coffee. I can't give up my coffee. Right? So there's a lot of things that we're afraid to give up. And so what's really beautiful is that when your body is alkaline, this is very alkalizing. When your body is alkaline, you stop craving sugar. You start craving alkaline foods, more greens. Cookies stop tasting or feeling that exciting to you. Everything starts changing. You start feeling amazing. So I'm going to share with you what the products are so that you can actually get a sense of what is in here. So this is the ultimate lifestyle transformation. This is a 90-day protocol. And again, it detoxes the gut, detoxes the liver, etc. So let's look at these. There's a few different packs here. I recommend either the ULT or the ULT plus Immune. This is my favorite pack. We'll start with the basic pack. So what's in here is 60 meals of beautiful microgreen salads, honestly. Like this is like each one of these drinks is equivalent to 12 microgreen salads. You can choose your flavors, you can choose your kind of shake. We've got, these are your greens here, okay? Then we've got our fruits here, the apothecary juice. One serving of this is equivalent to 12 servings of fruit. And we're supposed to get 12 servings of fruit to clean up the environmental toxins every day. This has naturally occurring melatonin. I'm going to make you co-host really quick, Deva, because I might get kicked off. So this is naturally occurring melatonin, and then I'll jump back on. This is naturally occurring melatonin. This helps with deep sleep. This detoxes the brain. This cleans out. This helps with great bowel movements. It has a lot of different functions, but it helps us mostly with deep sleep. So this is a great thing to have before bed. So this covers your fruits. This covers your vegetables. And then we've got our protein right here. So these super aminos, this is not regular branch chain aminos. These are not the kind of regular aminos. This is a hospital grade amino that's used to prevent coma patients from losing muscle. So this literally builds muscle while you sleep. What's really incredible is it gives you an amazing amount of energy. This is what I really truly believe. This and the shakes help me with having an incredible amount of energy very quickly. It's a straight fuel for the brain. It's plant-based and your body uses all of it. Rather than having to break down meat or any kind of animal products, your body doesn't have to break down, spend all its energy breaking those down, and then only being able to use 40% of the protein. Your body can actually use 90%, 99% of the protein here. This is a probiotic I was telling you guys about, the Biomedic right here. This is what removes glyphosate. And studies show that 75% of 75% of glyphosate is removed within 6 weeks. It also reduces 75% of C-reactive protein, which is the bioinflammatory marker. So this is really incredible. Next is we have the Super Cleanse Our Herbs. So this just sweeps the colon out. This kills pathogens, this kills parasites. You take it on month 1 and month 3. So you take half of it in month 1, and that kills the first round of parasites. You wait 20 days for the eggs to hatch that haven't been born yet. You wait for those eggs to hatch, and then you take the second round to kill all those eggs that have hatched. And then you got the Super Cleanse Our Herbs. Okay. And it comes with this wonderful blender bottle. You can blend up fruit with it. You can do whatever you want. You can also drink this just by itself. It's totally fine. But this is 60 of your 90 meals. Again, this is going to be 2 meals. It's going to cover your breakfast and your lunch, or maybe your breakfast and your dinner. Whatever meal you want to eat, you're going to eat. Clean green meal. And then you take your supplements. So twice a day. Okay. So this is basically $12 a day. And this covers 2 meals plus all of your supplements twice a day. So you'll have your green drink meal in the morning, plus all of your supplements for $6 and $6. And then you'll have your greens again with your supplements again in the afternoon or evening for another $6. And so this should hopefully save you guys money. It saved me about $300 in food because I can easily go to the community market deli and spend $15 to $20 on food at the very minimum. And so this really helped me from doing that because I felt satiated. And one of the reasons you feel satiated when you eat this kind of food is because your body is actually hungry for nutrients. So some people think we're hungry for calories. Our body's actually looking for nutrients. As soon as it reaches all the nutrients it needs, the hunger turns off. So people feel very satiated when they eat like this. So you can look forward to feeling very satiated. Okay. So you're going to get a discount from Deva, and the discount is $120 off. Let me see. There it is. So the retail price, this is 1 month's worth of food. So the retail for your first month is $480, and then the price that you're going to get with Deva's gift code is $360. So it's $120 off. Okay. And this is again $12 a day. And so then if you wanted to go up a notch and get the Ultra Pack plus Immune, you're just paying $35 more. So it's $1 more a day. So it's $7 a day instead of $6 a day. Okay. Or sorry, $12 a day, $13 a day instead of $12 a day. So you go ahead and click Get Started Today. And we're going to take a look. So you can customize your order here. It says, would you like to customize this? So I'm going to go ahead and say yes. I'm going to click that. So that's what I recommend because I think everyone should pick their shakes. It defaults otherwise to just power shakes. I really want everyone to experience the super meal as well. The super meal vanilla chai is a good flavor. That's one I like. You could also get one super meal original. If you don't like any flavors or sweet or anything, you can get a power shake unflavored, which is just going to taste like greens. So if you like greens and you just want to do that, you can do that. Or you can mix and match. You can mix these up together and you can try the unflavored with the vanilla chai or the original with the appleberry, etc. Okay, so you can play around and get creative. There is a dark berry, but I don't recommend to do this until after your first 2 months. I recommend to wait until the 3rd month to get your dark berry or your 4th month. because that is a collagen pack that actually helps your body produce collagen. So if you are struggling with things like tendon issues, this will help rebuild your tendons. But I recommend just doing the cleanse the first couple months. So your first month with tax is $371. The second month, it goes down to $340. And again, you can customize the same shakes here. So this is for month 2 and 3. It's the same pack minus the super cleanser herbs. That's the only difference. Then you go to month 4, and then month 4 is your maintenance. So this is what I've been doing for 9 years, is this maintenance pack. My symptoms have never come back. So this has everything only once a day. So this is basically comes out to about $7 a day. And this is going to cover one meal plus all of your supplements once a day. So that's $195 your 4th month. So then you can go down over here once you've added that to cart. Oops, excuse me.